could be completely switched around.
May
This.
I offer?
Yes, go ahead.
May I offer one? Under the George W. Bush years, I think most of us became aware that Cheney was influential in creating the policy of that administration.
Yes, in other words, he was really behind the scenes running the show.
And I suspect that we're being offered this dismal choice, but the person who will really be in power will be either a Secretary of State, a Vice President, or some other person in that cabinet. Whoever is elected, it doesn't really matter. We should look at whatever the cabinet that person puts together, or vice presidential candidate, or someone else who is actually controlling the power.
That would seem logical, and yet logic does not always rule the day in these coming times. Again, the trumpet may be settled upon and used to create a certain agenda that is far beyond the trumpet's understanding of reality. He is not super sophisticated on policy. And he's only having meetings now that are informing him of things. And there are many workings, inner secret workings inside the USA that he would be completely outside the loop of. Hillary may know certain things, but she does as she is told. She is a complete obeyer. Do you understand?
Yes.
She follows to the T and will not rebel. And then there is the other contention, too, that the O's despise the C's. That's the Obamas and the Clintons. They really don't care for one another. And even recently, Biden came out and said, a few days ago when Hillary was having her not so very good week, that actually was terrifically terrible, Biden comes out and makes an announcement and says, well, I was supposed to be running for president. Let's just say that Hillary may not be the candidate that is running this autumn. There's potential for big, big shakeups. And there are lots of people who do not want the trumpet to win. And they feel desperate about it, and no political aside, but their whole game would be over in certain terms. Again, this is the quiet coup. So expect the unexpected, expect chaos ahead. The conventions will be full of turmoil, and there will be areas that will create violence, that will have troops, and it looks like an exceptionally disruptive, unruly summer. Not just for travel, but here in the USA, very angry people. Very, very angry, because there will be Mars retrograde into Scorpio. Mars goes into Scorpio by end of this month, and then it spends June, July in Scorpio, revealing some very, very unsavory parts of world government. All right, who else has a question?
Someone cares, Brother Ali.
Who is it?
Someone cares, Brother Ali.
Brother Ali?
Yes.
All right. What's your question, Brother Ali?
What this Democratic election says to me, it reminds me of the movie The Fall of the Roman Empire.
Yes.
And at the end of the movie, they couldn't find nobody who even wanted to really take over the society. And what I see now is
a repetition.
Yes, of that movie. And so they just went out and picked anybody. And Donald Trump, he acts like he really don't even want to win, and he don't think he's going to win. But next they might even hire dishwashers and stuff like that for the next time. It just looks like, it's not about this whole thing that we're looking at. It's got to be a card under the table that nobody don't see. Because,
Oh, you are very smart.
Yes.
We like that. There's got to be a card under the table that no one is seeing. A perfect, brotherly, a perfect description of the Saturn-Neptune square. Some trickery going on that no one is really cognizant of, and that everybody, including the politicos, could all end up being stooges. Do not think that these people that are running are in the know. They're just as much in the dark and in confusion as everyone else, because you have interdimensionals, you have then puppet masters, you have beings that pass themselves off as humans, but they are actually extraterrestrials running the government. So this is a very good point. And Donald Trump, many say he did it as a lark. He didn't expect to win, and he represents the anger of the people. And he is a Gemini, as we've said, and Geminis have two sides. They are the twins. So they can be two-faced, or they can have two personalities. It can be very dark, or it can just be someone who's loquacious and then quiet. But it has two personalities. And as we've mentioned time and again, Donald has the North Node, the head of the dragon, conjunct his sun. So this is destiny for him. And then he has Uranus there. So he is a loose cannon. There's no controlling this man. No one, including the trumpet himself, can control him. He is extra spontaneous, and he surprises himself even in that regard. So he is the voice of people who are really angry. He is articulating the anger of people, and that is why he is succeeding. Will they allow him to succeed? Caution, confusion ahead. That's the best we can say. The probabilities tend to get very convoluted this summer. All right, Brother Lee, anything else?
I think that the reason why they're playing the alien card is because they recognize that they're going to have to sit down and let somebody smarter run the house.
In what way?
In the way that we know that there are entities that are much smarter than them, and maybe they have decided it's time for them to sit down now and let them come in and take over.
The aliens you are referred to, the
Yes.
celestials.
Yes.
Well, it's a good speculation on your part, and back to the Roman Empire, understand that history does repeat itself, and that certain patterns come around again to teach, to learn, and to make choices. So not only are you looking at fiddling while Rome burns, the fall of the Roman Empire, but you are also looking at the recreation of the weirdness of Atlantis, where sexual depravity was very high, where genetic engineering was used to create sex slaves. This is going on today, where genetic engineering was used to create human-animal hybrids for sexual pleasure, for servants, for all manner of circuitry, circus, meaning circuitry in that regard, circus entertainment. So you are in the recreation and the fall of many cultures that need to be expressed. And people remember, because it is encoded in your DNA. To live on Earth and to have a human body, or even to be a leaf, a simple leaf, when you take life form, or even form of inorganic matter on the Earth, you take on the story of Earth. And if each of you humans were smart enough, you would be able to pick up any object on the Earth and tap into its story. That's another aspect of development. All right, so Brother Lee is speculating that in the big mess that's coming, could ETs come out and be the ones who make a higher order for the humans? It's
well,
cool.
I think that the knowledge that you've given to the people now is going to create a superior mind. And since the mind that has been running for so long is decreasing in its capacity to figure out the problems, the new minds that are going to be coming from your teachings, from the teachings of all that are here helping us now, are going to create a new kind of thinking, and they, I believe, will take over those positions, and one day we will see, a better world like you teach.
That is one of the very best testimonies to life and to our work that we've ever heard. Thank you for that, because you have a positive picture that allows the grace of awakening and evolution to humankind. There will be fallout, and a lot of people will not be able or will not relate to the type of responsibility that we are calling for. But we see it not because we decree it, but we see this as the only way you as a species will thrive, is to become aware, accept responsibility, and see through the illusion, the glamour, and outgrow the need to worship the Anunnaki. This is what it's coming to. And then to be able to, most importantly, we say this again and again, but to embrace your humanity, that which makes you human, that gives you a heart, that gives you a brain with clear thinking, a belly with strong intuition that gives you guidance, and a heart that is compassionately fair and with empathy to understand what it's like to be in someone's shoes, but not to then fall into their shoes. There is justice and tough love, to use that term, that is required to make it through the times.
This is David.